We are going to start on page 157 in grammar. So you can go there, 157. 157. All right. Today we're talking about a couple of different openers. You already know this, so this is review, the prepositional opener and the clausal opener. So we're looking at both of those today. And it kind of helps to look at them side by side like this, so we can determine which one it is. So it basically says a number 2 prepositional opener is a sentence that begins with a prepositional phrase. Write the pattern for a number 2 prepositional opener. So there is a pattern that it follows. And it has to start with a preposition. So we're going to write preposition. This is a number 2 opener. You guys use this in your writing already, but it has to start with a preposition. And then it has a noun. So we're going to do plus noun. But then in parentheses, I want you to put no verb. Like that. Because in a prepositional phrase, there are no verbs there. Good morning, William. I see you. We're on 157. So that's the pattern for a prepositional opener. It has to start with a preposition and it has to have a noun or sometimes a pronoun, but most of the time it's a noun, but no verb. And then we're going to talk about the clausal opener. It's a sentence that begins a WW with a WWW word. And here they are: when, while, where, as, since, if, although, because. You guys know those. And it contains a subject and a verb. So we're going to write the pattern for a number 5 clausal. That one does start with www.asia.b. It starts with one of those words. And it has plus subject plus verb. That's the main difference here between these two openers. This one has a verb, this one does not. So the prepositional opener does not have a verb. And then it says some words can begin either a number 2 prepositional opener or a number 5 prepositional opener. Always check for a verb. If there is a verb, it's a clause. If there is no verb, it is a prepositional phrase. That's the rule, okay? No verb if it's preposition. Yes verb if it's a clause. Complete the following sentences using the verbs and nouns in the list or words from your own choice. Include a subject, noun, and verb to complete a number 5 clausal opener. Include a noun or article plus noun to complete a number 2 prepositional opener. You may add other words to complete the thought. So notice on the side in the margin, you have a list of verbs and a list of nouns. So remember, a number 2 does not have a verb, so we're not even going to look at that list yet. So this one has a number 2, beneath blank, Robin laughed. So I'm looking at the nouns list here. I'm going to say beneath the apple tree. That one makes sense to me. And by the way, I'm going to let you guys take turns with this, but you can choose here or you can make up your own. But I'm going to say, excuse me, beneath the apple tree, Robin laughed. Notice there's no verb here. That's a prepositional opener. All right, so Camila, how about number 5? This one is, this is the next one is a number 5 opener, which is a clausal opener. They already have the WWW word right here because that's the .b, but you need a subject and a verb. Because blank blank, he was pleased. So what can we put here? You're going to need a verb and a subject. You don't have to use one of these. You can use your own verb if you want. while you're thinking.
Robin charged.
Robin charged, is that what you said? Okay, yeah, that would work because Robin charged, maybe you charged at someone because they're in a battle. How about Harmony? What about the next one? This is preposition, so this one's not going to need a verb. So without blank, he seemed troubled. It's already got the preposition, so you need a noun here. Without blank,
Without a bow, oh, without a bow and arrow,
I like that. Oh,
he seemed trouble.
yep, that's good because he needs his bow and arrow. How about William? The next one is clausal. So you'll need a subject verb here. It already has as.
As he slipped.
As he jumped,
As he slipped.
tripped. Is that what you said? Okay, your microphone is really low. As he tripped, plus my ears are plugged, so. Is that what you said? As he tripped? Okay. Robin lost his balance. Okay, good. Camila, past blank. A fawn stood quietly. This one's going to need a noun.
Bushes. Past the bushes.
There you go. That'll work. Past the bushes. A fawn stood quietly. This is back to number 5. This is the one with the verb. So Harmony, when blank, it was safe. So subject verb here.
Robin fled. It was safe.
Good. When Robin fled, it was safe. Good. And then this one, because of, notice the word of here. This is making this a prepositional opener. So no verb here for William. Because of blank, Robin was tired.
Because of the competition.
Because of the competition. And the last one, Camila, after blank, he knew it was a mistake. That one's causal, so you'll need a verb there.
He trusted.
Yeah, who do you think he would trust?
A stranger.
Okay, after he trusted, yeah, the stranger. That's a good one. After he trusted the stranger, he knew it was a mistake. So you get the idea. This is just having you practice both prepositional and clausal openers. All right, let's go to page 159 now. And then how about Harmony? Go ahead and read that sentence.
Confidently, the stranger pulled the bowstring, aimed at the target, and released the arrow, which flew straight.
Good job. Released is the vocabulary. That means like to let go, when you have a bow and arrow and you pull it back. So it's an action. It's a verb. That's what that means. All right, 4 articles. Go ahead and find those. They're all those today. And then William, if you're there, I'm gonna have you do the nouns, but you'll need to speak up on your microphone.
Arrow. Arrow target.
I heard
Stranger.
target. Arrow.
Stranger.
Say it again.
Stranger.
Yes.
Bowstring.
Yes. Good. Adverbs, Camila.
Confidently.
Good. And the other adverb is telling how.
Straight.
Yes, very good. Got it. Harmony, the coordinating conjunction.
What's the coordinating conjunction? It's
And.
Good. And that's the fanboys. Let's skip down to the who, which clause, William.
Which flew straight.
Good. And then let's go down to the subject verb pairs next, Camila, and then we'll find the main clause. Where are the verbs?
Stranger.
Okay,
and
stranger.
Hold.
Hold, yeah.
And then which and flew.
Good. The stranger did a few more things too. He pulled,
Released. And
released,
aimed.
and aimed, yes. So those are three things the soldier did. I mean, the stranger. Oops. How about the main clause, Harmony? Do you know where the main clause is?
The stranger pulled the bowstring aimed at the target and released the arrow.
Yes, good. And I like that you didn't use confidently because that's not part of the main clause. That's good. It's telling how he pulled it. So it's only modifying that verb right there. Nice. Excellent job. So prepositional phrase, William, where's the prepositional phrase?
At the target.
Good, at the target. One capital, you guys got that. How about the commas, Camila?
After bowstring.
Yes?
And after target.
Yes, good, because it's listing the three things that he did. Very good. And then the end mark is just a period. All right, good job. So last week before break.
I think we forgot the opener.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we did forget the opener. Harmony, you want to do the opener? What opener is this?
Number 2.
no.
Number 3.
There you go. What's a number 3 opener?
It's,
ly adverbs.
Yes, good. Nice. And thank you, Camila. Okay, before we had our break, you guys you did 2 weeks of grammar, and this week we're going to just go back to our regular grammar assignment, which will be days 2, 3, and 4 for grammar. And now I want you to get out your history book. And we're going to start on page 232. 232 in the history book, 232. And this is a really neat lesson. It's a little different, and I think you might enjoy this. It's going to be more of inventive writing. You probably see that at the top here, Unit 7, inventive writing. The word inventive has invent in it, and you might be thinking of inventions or something like that, but this is referring more to inventory. Have you ever heard that word before, inventory? A lot of students say, "Oh yeah, I have inventory in Minecraft." So if you play Minecraft, that is one of the things you have. You take an inventory of your stuff. It's basically when you count and you see what you have collected. If you go to Walmart, there's somebody usually working there that's counting, how many cans of soup there are. That's an inventory. They're checking, how many they have so they know if they need to order more for the store, that kind of thing. So this means your writing is actually coming from your own brain because you have experience and memories and you have information that you've stored in your brain naturally from reading about history and just knowing things um, by experience. So that's what we're going to do this week. So we're not going to do any research or looking online or using any articles. You're just going to use your brain. So this is kind of similar to back when we wrote from pictures. You guys remember doing that when we had a group of 3 pictures and you had to answer all those questions in your head. It's like that. So Camila, since my voice, I'm having trouble, can you read these 2 paragraphs for me under historical information? We're going to start right there.
Which page is that?
It's page 232. 232.
The
Just
years following World War I were times of great nationalism. The leaders of Germany, Italy, and Japan believed their nations were superior to other nations and tried to take over the world. This began a World War II.
yeah, there you go.
During this war, the German Nazi flag became despised and feared all across Europe. The Japanese flag represented aggression in Asia. One of the most prominent and emotional victories of World War II occurred when the Americans and their
Allies, that was right.
allies furiously fought the battle for
That's Iwo Jima is how you say that.
Iwo Jima.
Uh-huh.
The famous statue of American Marines placing the U.S. flag on the island captures the memory of this victory. The American flag stands for victory and liberty. The flag is a revered,
Revered.
revered symbol of a great country.
Good. Okay, so we read about World War One, remember way back, and then this one, this is World War Two. Remember when we talked about Pearl Harbor and how Japan they did that surprise attack on Hawaii, and that started the World War Two. And this is toward the end of World War II when they fought at an island in Japan called Iwo Jima. That was the name of the island. But I'm going to show you a picture of this moment, and I'm sure you guys have seen this before. Um, this is very famous when the Americans are putting up a flag. This is at Iwo Jima. Have you guys seen this before or something, a picture of it somewhere? Yeah. So these are real soldiers. This is the real picture of it. And that was at the top of the mountain. It had like a volcano hill on it. And they had not won this battle yet, but they made it to the top of this mountain and they put this flag up as a symbol for the Americans that they were winning. So, and you can't see in the picture in the background, but on the other side of this island, you can see ships coming from America to this Iwo Jima island. And it gave them hope that the Americans were going to win this war. So, this flag was actually super important in history at this time during World War II because it symbolized that the Americans had pushed their way up to the top of this mountain and that they were winning. And it made the other soldiers come off of those boats to the island to continue fighting, and they ended up winning. So America did win this battle, this war. So it's huge in our American history. It's pretty exciting to read about that. Although it was war, so a lot of people died, which was very tragic, and it was a very bloody war. There was a lot of death that happened. So that's the tragic side of it. But the good news is that we won, and so we stopped Japan from attacking America. And I mean, we took over, so it ended that war. So you're going to write about the American flag this week. Not necessarily about that experience or that point in history, but your prompt is here. So Harmony, would you please read inside this box where it says prompt? This is what you guys are going to be writing about this week.
Pretend you are the American flag. You do not have to be at Eugenia. You may be on the moon, waving in the wind during a parade, flying from a historic building or national monument raised after an Olympic victory, or draped over a veterinarian's
Or a veteran. It's a veteran.
veteran's casket.
Casket.
Casket. Write 2 paragraphs about 2 places you have been. You may include what you seen and what you have meant to the people who see you. Write in the first person. Use I'm not
I,
not you.
Good. Okay, thank you for that. So basically you're going to pretend like you are the American flag. So this is going to be a made up story. And they gave you some examples of where the flag is seen. And you are going to decide where you are as the flag and your perspective as a flag. I know that sounds kind of weird because a flag is a is a piece of material, but it's a symbol. That's what they're wanting you to learn how to do, is write a creative story, pretending that you are the flag. So here is a sample paragraph right here. And this one's talking about the post office. So here's the keyword outline that this student, it's just an example here, because you will fill out a keyword outline. Your goal this week is 2 paragraphs of 2 different places that you've been as a flag. Okay, so this student picked local PO, which stands for post office. And then these are the keywords that they came up with: letter, breeze, and then star, moon, lowers, mysterious male world. And then you can see all the notes they took right here. Carriers carry bags, dies, lower, 1/2 mast. So, and here's the paragraph that they came up with. So it says, I am the United States flag that flies above a local post office. So you see how they used I, not you, is that's what that meant right here. Use I, not you. So you're speaking as though you're the flag. Okay. From morning until evening, I flutter high in the breeze, and at night, a postal worker lowers me and tucks me away until the next day. Constantly, I watch people bring mysterious letters and packages, which will be sent all over the world. I have been told that postal workers stuff mail in numerous little boxes. People seem eager to collect their mail, but lots of junk mail ends up in the big trash cans. Bustling busily, many people laugh and talk as they get their mail. so they do not notice me watching silently. Mail carriers tote big bags. If someone important dies, a postal worker lowers me to half mast. When a national holiday comes, I fly more briskly, proud to be an American flag. I love my position as the United States flag at the United States Postal Office. So that kind of gives you an idea of how this paper is going to look. Like I said, you'll write it in first person and think about what it would be like to be the flag. And they gave you some examples in the prompt here. Could be in a parade. Maybe you want to write about you're the flag, somebody's carrying a big flag in the parade. Maybe it's military, or maybe it's veterans. Those are the ones who've served in our military. Could be on a historical building, and schools even have flags on them. You could talk about the flag, you as the flag looking down at the kids during recess time or something like that, because they fly at the schools too. A historical building or monument, we just had the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, so they would wrap it around them, and parade around in the flag wrapped on them if they won the gold medal, or if they were standing on the podium doing the national anthem. Or a veteran's casket. That's when a veteran dies. It's traditional in America. If a veteran dies, they put a flag over the casket. Those are some ideas, but there's other places where you've probably seen a flag. You can pick the place, okay? So let's flip over to this page, 233. This is talking about notes from your brain. So like I said earlier, this is where you're taking inventory from your own brain, from your own experiences. And you're asking yourself questions about the prompt. Based on the prompt, what is the subject of the composition? Does the prompt provide a clue to how many body paragraphs you need to write? And it did. It told us two places. So we're going to do 2 paragraphs. Let's jump down here. Where were you? Who sees you? What do you mean to them? How do they feel? How do you feel? What is the scene like? What do you see, think, or feel? I mean, sometimes there's flags at a protest, if you've ever seen that on the news or heard about that before. And that's when people are upset, or they're exercising their American right to take a stand on something that they disagree with or they agree with, one or the other. They might have an American flag there. Okay, so the answers to these questions are going to be your details that you're going to put in your outline. So let's flip over to the outline here. And let me ask you this, give me a thumbs up if you guys have an idea of what you want to write about, like where you're going to be as a flag. Have you thought about what setting you're going to pick for your paragraphs? Not yet? Okay, hold on. It would be good to try to think of a place now so that you can get this started. So I know the library has a flag. You could be the flag at the library watching families come and go, or kids on field trips come and go to get books and things. Where else do we see flags? At a cemetery, they have flags at a cemetery. Could talk about, as a flag, you see people sad to say goodbye to someone. I mean, that would be kind of hard to write about. It'd be more sad, but if you like the idea of writing about something like that, or a parade, that's a happier occasion. A Capitol building where they, make laws. So you're going to think of two places where you are as a flag and what you see. I think one that would be kind of fun to write about would be a school flag. You might be a flag on the playground and, you're watching kids play games or sports or so your topics are going to be here. Topic A and B, you're doing 2 paragraphs. So you're going to write about being the flag. So that'll be your first word because you are we'll just put the US flag. And then where you are, could be your house. Could be you're flying a flag at your house. Library, school, parade, Olympics, funeral, cemetery, Capitol building. So everybody needs to think of the first place. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you thought of something. Good. Okay, what'd you pick, Harmony?
School.
Say it one more time.
School.
Okay, school. I like that. That's a good one. It could even be at a school, and maybe it's a graduation day. I know you're going to be graduating soon, Harmony. That's exciting. So maybe it's graduation, and you're the flag looking down on all the graduates. That would be cool. Did you think of something, William? Not yet? Okay. How about you, Camila? What'd you pick, Camila?
So for the first one, I picked a school.
Okay. Did you find it
And
go
for the
ahead.
second, I picked protest.
A protest? Okay, cool. That's good. This one's going to be also US flag. And then wherever you pick could be library. So you need to pick 2 different places where the flag is. And you have space for one more word here, so you can add another word. If it's school, you can put playground or office building or wherever the flag is located. And then you guys see right here on the side all the questions. Who, what, when, where, why, how feel, problems, solutions, best thing, worst thing, value, significance, meaning, examples, and description. So you're going to use those questions to help you come up with a plot or your details. So like number 1, if you picked school, what do you see? Maybe you see parents dropping off kids, cars, buses. How about you, William? Did you pick anything yet?
The U.S. flag on the moon and on Olympic Games.
Olympic for number 2. What did you say for number 1?
On the moon.
Say it one more time.
On the moon.
On demand? Wait, put it in the chat. We're having a problem because your mic is soft and my ears are clogged. So Okay, let's see. What did you put here? Oh, on the moon. Yeah, that makes more sense. That's a good one. On the moon. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys some time to work right now on your outline. And the first one, I want you to think about, what do you see? What do you symbolize? I'll put these in the margin here to help you remember. So like symbolize, that says symbolize. And then how do you feel? These are just ideas. You can use different ones. We're just going through these questions over here. What do you hear? What do you think? And you're a flag. So this is a made up story, right? This is a made up writing. But it's your perspective as a flag. So you can use I and me and my in it. So go ahead and start writing down some notes, and I'll give you a few minutes here. If you need help, just let me know, okay? Okay. Did anybody finish the first one, Roman numeral 1? Not yet? Okay. I'm going to show you what the teacher's edition looks like, just in case you need some ideas here, but this is the teacher's edition. they thought of flying at somebody's house on 4th of July. And you can see the words they put here: parade, children's bikes, represent freedom, opportunity. That would be a good one if you want to put that in yours. Feel honored, proud, barbecue, sizzling laughter, sing national anthem at night, fireworks pop, think America great nation. So here's some ideas. So just remember, you're writing from the perspective of the flag, and normally like at school the flag is flying up above. You can use words like looking down on the children. And here's an example of the Olympics. Oh, this probably just means with the if it's on the podium, there's usually 3 flags there, and whoever the winner is the flag that's higher. Highest national anthem, Americans, hands, tears, pride, country, ends, cheers, celebrating, wait, hope. All right, those are just some ideas. I'm going to give you about 3 more minutes, okay? And then we'll work on some other pages. And remember, you're going to go through these questions to help you too, okay? Anybody have any questions for me right now? Okay. Okay, go ahead and finish up the one you're on, just the word that you're on. This will be, excuse me, your homework. Try to come up with at least 5 of the facts or details. They're more like details about you being the flag for each of those. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn over to 235. You do have a new opener on your checklist, and it's a number 4 ing opener. Have we talked about the ing opener in grammar? I think we have, right? No, not yet? Okay, this is new to you. Okay. So this is an opener. The very first word of these sentences actually has ing at the end of it. It's called a participle, and we're going to read about what it looks like and how you use it as an opener. So in this lesson, you will learn another sentence opener, that number 4, ing opener. The ing opener is a participle opener placed at the beginning of the sentence. It follows this pattern. Ing word, something that ends in ing, or the phrase, plus a comma, plus the subject of the sentence, like this. Flying above the capital, comma, the flag symbolizes freedom in America. So we have the ing, flying. That's the participle, ing. The whole phrase is flying above the capital. And then it does have a comma. They always have a comma. And then after the comma is the subject, the flag of the sentence. Now, there's a saying, and you probably see it right here. Let's jump down to this really quick. This is the thing to remember. They came up with a little saying. I know it sounds weird, but the thing after the comma must be the thing doing the inging. I know that sounds weird, but that's the rule with this, okay? So whatever is after the comma has to be the thing or the person, but they say thing just to make it clever so you can memorize that. Has to be the thing that's doing the inging. So it's the flag that's doing the flying. See that? Flying above the capital, comma, the flag symbolizes freedom in America. The sentence must begin with an action word that ends in ing. So this is going to be a verb, or it's called a participle. Flying above the capital, the flag symbolizes freedom in America. We just read that here. The ing word and phrase and comma must be followed by a complete sentence. So if I took out that opener and it just said the flag symbolizes freedom in America, it still makes sense without the opener. Okay, so that's something you got to keep in mind. And here's that rule again. The thing, the subject of the sentence after the comma must be the thing doing the inging. What is flying? The flag. To indicate that a sentence begins with an ing opener, label it with 4 right before the sentence. That's how I like it. Okay. And then they give you a couple warnings down here because there are what they call illegal number 4 openers that are grammatically incorrect, like this one. Flying above the capital, he saw the flags. That does not work because the thing after the comma is he. Well, he is not doing the flying, it's the flag that's doing the flying. But in this story, you could actually use I. Like flying above the school, I saw the children. That would work because you, in your story, you are the flag. So, and then here, these are other imposters. Flying the flag shows my patriotism. This is a subject opener because flying is actually a subject in this one. And then during a fireworks show, this is a number 2 opener. So they're telling you to watch out for these things, okay? So the thing to remember is right here, this big part right here. The thing after the comma must be the thing doing the inging. All right, let's keep going. Go to page 236. I'm gonna just kind of review this with you really quick. These are subject openers. You already know that. So you're gonna practice doing a subject opener here. Oh, this says, wait, hold on. This is just telling you about a subject opener, and then it's wanting you to practice the ing opener right here. So it's telling you to practice the ing opener, number 4, and number 1 opener. Each sentence opener should be in every paragraph as possible, no more than 2 of the same in a row. All right. I know we rarely have time for these other pages. That's okay. You can look at them later for your homework. I want you to jump over to the checklist here. So these are the same, the dress ups. So you only have 2 paragraphs, okay? Ly, who, which, strong verb, and Asia. But you've got more openers. This is where it's going to be a little more challenging. Actually, you have all the openers here. 1 subject, 2 prepositional, 3 ly adverb, 4 is the new one, ing. So you're going to start with a word with ing. And then the thing after the comma is doing the inging. Gotta make sure that makes sense. And then the clausal opener and then the VSS. You guys remember what that one is? The VSS? Okay. Very short sentence, 2 to 5 words. All right, you guys, I gotta go, but I'll feel better next week. You're gonna write 2 paragraphs, so go ahead and finish up your keyword outline and use this, okay? And then your grammar. So I'm gonna let you guys go a little early. You did good today. Anybody have any questions before you go?
Bye.
Bye, you guys. Have a good week. I'll see you next
You
week.
better.
Thank you, Harmony. Okay, bye-bye.